Hey everyone, welcome to the WoolJewel Podcast. This is episode 15. Today is going to be a little bit different. Got a pretty exciting episode for you guys today. First off, I have a guest star, one of my friends from the States. Her name is Stephanie. She came to visit me last week and she's a knitter too, so I decided to have her on the podcast. So the main part of the episode, I'm going to be talking about works in progress, finished objects with her, and then she's also going to share some of her stuff too. I have also been spinning up a lot of fiber lately. I haven't been spinning since like last fall, so it's been a while, and I was really discouraged before, but I'm kind of back into it now, so you'll hear a little bit about that. Stephanie was a big help. Keep in mind, we filmed together last week, so not everything is super up to date. That's what's going on today. I also have a few prizes to announce for the Great Unravel 2017, which ended yesterday. So I closed the thread. I did the drawings before I set up the camera and everything just because it was easier. But I promise I used a random number generator and I will be announcing that shortly. Before I announce the prizes for the Cal, I have a couple questions for you guys. The first one is, would anybody be interested in a live podcast thing? So instead of me filming ahead of time and editing and putting it online, would anybody be interested in me doing basically the same format for a podcast except live so that you guys can ask me questions and talk to me while I'm doing that? So let me know if you are interested. Please leave a comment and say what time zone you're in, because if I want to do it, I think it would be fun. Even if 2 people watch and ask me questions, that would be fun enough for me. So the hardest thing is figuring out what time zone to do it in, because I'm here in Germany. So I think I would have to do it at night if people in the States wanted to participate, but then I have to get a light because I can't film at night, and I don't know, it's just like a whole thing. So please let me know. If there's enough interest, I will totally look into doing that. I think it could be really fun. Another question, it's not a question. I guess what I wanted to let you guys know was that I have just moved my channel to a brand channel instead of my personal YouTube channel. Like, my personal YouTube channel was linked to my personal Gmail account. So I wanted to keep the podcast a little bit separate from my personal email, and I set up a brand channel. And in the process, all of my replies to y'all's comments got deleted. So I guess to any newcomers, it's gonna look like everybody's asking me all these questions and I'm never replying, but that's not the case. I really try to answer all of y'all's questions and stay really active. So I don't know, if you just happen to notice that like I don't reply on anything, don't let that keep you from leaving a comment, because I promise I will reply. I think that's about it. I'm going to give away some prizes now. All right, so I've got some winners to announce for the Great Unravel 2017. So today's the 18th. I closed the thread this morning and there were 20 entries. So I used a random number generator to draw a winner, draw 2 winners actually. So the way I did this was I had one winner drawn from all of the entries and another winner drawn from just the garment knitters. So if you knitted a garment, you got 2 entries basically. All right, so the overall winner is going to win this adorable project bag made by Stina from sneaksandknits.com. She's also a knitwear designer. I'm sorry, it's blowing out. There we go. And she donated her recently released hat pattern. It's adorable. This one is mine, so you'll be getting this one that's all wrapped up. It's fresh, and on her card I attached this adorable Knitting Girl pin made by Kate Gabrielle. So I bought one for myself and I bought one for the knit along. So this one is from me. The winner of that prize is Nadiratani from Florida. So I think on Ravelery it says your name is Kalisha or Kalisha. Congratulations. Send me a message on Ravelery with your address, all your info, so that I can send it to you. You'll also be winning a surprise skein of DK weight yarn. I haven't dyed it yet, so if you have any color preferences, please let me know before I do that. Congratulations. I can't wait to share all those goodies with you. Thank you so much, Stina, for donating that bag and the hat pattern. They are lovely, and I'm sure she's gonna love them. So the second winner, drawn from the garments, is going to win this adorable project bag by Clara from Studio C Knits. She also dyes a beautiful yarn and a skein of DK yarn dyed by Anna from the Dunkelgroom podcast, and this is dyed with logwood, and it is really squishy and beautiful, and I'm really excited to share it. So the winner of this prize is Simona Maloney. Congratulations, Simona. Simona is in Ohio. Send me a message on Ravelery with your info so I can get these out to you. Thank you so much to everybody who participated. Thank you so much, Anna and Clara and Stina, for donating the amazing prizes. So I'm going to share some photos of the winners' projects here. These are the ones that were posted in the finished object thread. I was really impressed. There were actually a lot of garments submitted by people in this knit along, so that was awesome. So I was really bad and I didn't finish my own project for this knit along, and I think that that's mostly because I just wasn't excited about the yarn that I had pulled from the sweaters that I found. I wasn't excited about it, and I really hate obligation knitting. Like, I'm not gonna knit on something because I feel obligated to, and this knit along for me, and I think for most people, was really more about the process. A lot of people hadn't even thought about unraveling old sweaters or whatever to make something out of the yarn. So I'm really excited that so many people got into it and shared their process and their projects, and it was really inspiring. So I think we're gonna be making this an annual thing. It's not like official, but I would love to do it annually. Even if the other girls don't want to, I will still do it. I just think it's a really great thing to do. I might be a bad podcaster for not finishing my project, but I think in the end it was totally a positive experience. I had more fun looking through everybody else's projects than I did working on my own. And I have unraveled sweaters before, and I had fun doing those more than the ones that I unraveled for this project. I just didn't have a whole lot of luck finding what I was looking for while I was shopping. So that's about it for the Great Unravel, and I will be leaving the finished object thread up. I locked it this morning to do the drawing, but I will be unlocking it. So if you continue to unravel things, sweaters and stuff, and then make projects out of them, please put them in that thread. I want to leave it up. I want to encourage people to keep doing this, recycling yarn, and you know, the more we recycle yarn, the fewer things that end up in landfills. Okay, so before I get on to the main part of the episode and my friend Steph joins me, I have another cal I just want to briefly mention. It's the Any Sock Will Do cal. So this is a sock knit along for anybody who's knitting socks that don't belong in any other cal. I started this because all the socks I was knitting for some reason wouldn't fit in to the requirements of other sock knit alongs. So this is just pretty much any sock will work for this knit along. Pretty much the only rule is that you cannot double dip. So this is just to give everybody a chance to win a prize for their socks if they didn't want to enter it into another cal or they couldn't because of the requirements of the other knit alongs. Yeah, so that's about it. So I am going to play the footage from last week with my friend Stephanie, and if you stick around to the end, there may or may not be a little surprise for you guys that we just kind of threw together at the last minute. Okay, hey everyone, this is my friend Steph.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
So I am from Texas, and I actually met Caitlin when we were in music school together, and we have continued to play together for years, but I don't think either of us started knitting / crafting again until we got to our master's degree completely separately.
So we never knit together.
Exactly.
It's really sad. All those lost knit nights that never happened.
Yes.
But we're having them now because Steph
is
visiting me in Germany, and we're here, and we've been doing a lot of stuff and talking a lot about yarn.
Yes.
Yes.
I came from Texas to visit my best friend in the UK, and I figured since I was over on the side of the ocean, I would just pop over to Germany and see Caitlin. So I did, because I missed her wedding, and that was a really sad day for me.
Yeah.
So now I get to...
But she made it to our 2nd anniversary.
And it was awesome.
We celebrated yesterday. So do you want to show some stuff now?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So I will show the only knit finished object I have this week, which is my leg warmers. They have not been blocked yet, but they're done and I have the ends woven in. And they look really goofy since the ribbing kind of bunches up in a funny way, but that's them. So I used 2 different sock yarns. One of them is this Zauberball, which is a gradual fade or gradient or whatever in this kind of fuchsia purple color. And then the other one is a self-striping opal sock yarn. And I alternated every single row. So you kind of have half of it is a gradual fade and then the other half is the self-striping in between. So I'll insert a few photos after we take some after this.
Yes.
So you can get a better view.
Photo shoot.
Yes.
I'm going to do a photo shoot. I love taking pictures. So yeah.
She does. Steph is very talented. Photographer, violinist, knitter, spinner.
She's very kind. We took a trip to Strasbourg
And
the
a
other
singer.
day.
She does everything. She does it all. Yeah, so I wanted Steph to take some photos of my leg warmers because it's hard to take pictures of your legs by yourself. Steph's gonna do it for me, and we're gonna do that after this, and it's gonna be fun. I forgot to mention that I didn't use a pattern for these. I winged it and I kind of made up my own thing. So if anybody's interested, I may or may not be writing this down as a pattern.
You should write it down because
Because
it's really cute.
I kind of want to dip my toe into designing, and this is a super simple thing to make a pattern for. And so if it's like insanely hard to write a pattern for something this simple, then I might decide I don't want to design things. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know if you're interested. I designed these with dancers in mind because the wrong leg warmers can be really annoying while you're trying to do stuff. So I made these with just kind of exactly what I wanted when I'm using leg warmers. So other people might find it useful or not. That's all the knit finished objects, so Steph's going to show you one of hers.
Yes, I have been working on this project for a couple months now. I had decided to do a shawl, and I had never really done anything in this weight of yarn, really. I had mostly stuck to chunky yarn, so I got inspired to do a shawl, and I got this beautiful green yarn, which I have no idea what it is, from my mother, and I decided I was going to pair something with it.
Is it wool?
I don't know what it is.
It feels like wool.
It does.
It feels like superwash merino, maybe. I don't know.
No idea.
It feels like wool.
There was no tag, there was nothing, and I was like, I really like this color. So
It's pretty.
it took me a while to find something that went with it well. And I ended up using for the other colors, actually these two right here are the same, but they are
The same base?
same-
Like same yarn?
they're same. There's exactly
Okay.
the same yarn, but I bought them at completely separate occasions. This is Anniversario from Malabrigo. They're Arroyo weight yarn, and I bought the first one and I could see it and match it with the green, and then I thought, after I ran out of it, I thought, I really want to make this bigger. So then I had to order online because I couldn't find this in any shops near me, and I ordered a couple of them so that hopefully it would be like somewhat similar.
Is it supposed to be the same colorway that just came out more pink?
It's
or
yeah, it's
different?
exactly the same colorway.
Okay, that's a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
This is what happens when you don't buy enough.
This is what happens when you don't
Here,
buy
hold
enough.
it up closer so that you can see the difference.
So the first one has a ton of green and blue in it.
This is like where it stops.
And so it actually transitioned really, really nicely out of the green.
It's more like a fade now.
Yes. So then this color ended up having a lot of pink. In fact, both skeins that I got in the mail had tons of pink and purple. The other one was even more so. And so I just, yeah.
It worked.
It did.
It totally works.
It did work. But yes, when you buy something, buy more than you think you're gonna need because you can always find something to do with it later.
So here you faded, right?
I did.
So
I striped out of this, and then I just started. Then I just started knitting with one color, but I didn't bother to stripe it.
It's weird. It doesn't look like it's color blocked here because it fades really well, just like naturally. What were we talking about?
We were talking
like
about
color blocking versus
color blocking. Yes.
the stripes.
So I striped this in here between the green and my first ball of Anniversario, and then I just started knitting straight with the Anniversario, but I didn't stripe the two Anniversario balls together. I could have done, and it was completely luck of the draw that it looks like it blends like it does. You can still tell
because it's only striped here, but there's like a lot of blue and green
right
in that skein, but this one's not.
But not in the skein. But when I unraveled it, I mean, there's more, I guess, on the other side. In some areas, more blue and green.
I think it's kind of perfect.
So it was completely luck of the draw that it ended up as smooth of a fade as it was.
It looks great.
So yeah.
I'll show your pretty picot edge.
Oh yes, I did this. This is my first.
She took the time to do a picot edge, which I've never done.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but it was completely worth it. And after I blocked it, it's actually stayed like super flat, and I didn't know if it would or not. So
what size needles did you use?
Oh, bummer. Let's see. I think I used size 6s for the whole thing. Oh yeah, I should say this is the Diving In Shawl pattern, which is a free pattern on Ravelery. And the great thing about it is it's just a recipe, so you can basically do whatever you want.
Any yarn, anything.
You just like keep going and add as many stripes and colors as you want and whatever. So there you go.
Cool. Okay, do you want to talk works in progress?
Sure.
Okay.
Works in progress.
Okay, so we have some knitting works in progress. We didn't talk about our spinning finished objects. We have to do that.
Wait, let's lump that all together.
Okay.
All the spinning together.
All the spinning together. Okay, so we're going to do all knitting together right now. Okay, so knitting works in progress. I will show a little bit of my super secret test knit. I can't like hold it up and show it to you, but I do want to talk about it for a minute.
It is beautiful.
I'm just gonna like ball it up and show you how the yarn is knitting up in a stockinette section. There it is. This is my own hand dyed, which I talked a lot about in the last episode. So I just wanted to show how it's knitting up because I can't really show my. I'm gonna cover your face up. Yeah, because I can't really show the whole thing. Also, it's actually knitting up pretty fast, so I'm excited for when I'm finished and I can show it for real. I had a little bit of a hilarious tale of woe this week when I was putting some sleeve holes in, and I created the sleeve hole on the left side, and then I promptly created another sleeve hole right underneath it. So I had 2 sleeve holes on the left side only and like nothing on the right side. And I don't know how I got that far without realizing what I was doing, but use your brain when you're knitting and not just like blindly following a pattern, especially if it's a test knit, because there are bound to be mistakes in a pattern that hasn't been tested yet. So that's what I get. I was also knitting while I was working, and so that was like, that's what I get. Yeah. Anyway, I wish I could say more about that, but I can't really. And I have a picture of the thing with the 2 sleeve holes on the same side, so I'll share that when the pattern is released because it was pretty hilarious. Like, I wasn't even mad. It was just like, I just looked at it because I was at the point where I wanted to try it on, and I couldn't try it on because the moment I tried to do that, I just like started laughing, and I don't know, it was pretty hilarious, and I really wanted to like take a picture and show everyone how stupid I was, but I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'll show that later on. Do you have a work in progress that you want to show?
I do have a work in progress. Okay. So I'm gonna start, I have 2 works in progress right now. And Actually, I'll start with this one
Yeah,
first.
do that one.
So in this bag of magic is a crochet project I'm working on, actually. My best friend is in the hospital right now. The whole reason I came over here to visit her. And she had bought this yarn for me last time she was in Texas to visit me. And I talked to her about what she might want out of it, and she said she'd really like a stuffed animal, and looked online and found one. But of course, it didn't have a pattern, and I thought, well, I can't find any patterns that are kind of close to this. So I decided to just make it up. And since it was a knit object, and I'm really bad at coming up with knit patterns, I was just decided to crochet it. So these are the legs for a fox, and it kind of looks like it has a bib on. And I kind of have to do like that and do orange in the back because I'm running out of orange really fast. So here are his armies.
Well, I think it works.
Yeah,
For the whole front to be white.
I think it does. And
Yeah.
I made him orange under his chin. I have... The thing about stuffed animals is they take like a jillion little parts. And you know, like part of...
This is why I haven't made any of them.
And you know, part of it is it's like okay to knit each one of these little bits, but then you have to like sew
Seam
in
them all
all of the
together.
ends and seam them. I don't actually know if I will sew in the ends. I think I'm just not gonna bother, but I think we'll probably sew these together and flip them inside out.
Just like tie it in a knot and like stuff it inside.
That's what's
thing.
happening with like literally all of these ends.
That's
'cause
what I
am
would do.
so late. I cannot be bothered. And I made his head,
little head.
and his little nose.
It's so cute.
I can't wait to be done with this. I'm
Yeah.
so over it already, but so yes, that is my first
But at
work in
least
progress.
it's crochet, because crochet will go much faster.
Thank God for that.
And I don't know, I haven't done enough crochet to know, but I don't know if like weaving in ends is easier with crochet or not.
It can be,
Uh-huh.
especially with this type of
Like fluffy.
boucle yarn because it just doesn't show. And so I can sort of just like willy-nilly like it's
cute.
and no one will see it. It's fine.
It's cute.
So there you go.
What's your project bag?
This is a project bag that my mother helped me make recently
Aw.
because she's a quilter. So we're both craft people, and she said, "Oh yeah, Steph, I will help you." Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we watched Fargo last night, so we've been talking with a little bit of an accent today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll help you make your bag. So she talked me through how to make a project bag and helped me with it. It's got little flowers on the outside, and we made 2 handles so that I can either tie it over something if I'm sitting in a chair
Oh
or
yeah.
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 Yeah. It's got a little pocket on the inside. So actually this bag has ended up being my purse recently. I just like put everything in it and just
Oh, I
carry
do
it
that.
around all the time.
Okay, who uses project bags as purses now? I want to know, because I definitely do it.
All the time.
Especially my project bags that have extra pockets inside. Like, I really just need my phone and my wallet and my keys.
That's
usually.
pretty much it.
And a project. And it's like, you can fit all of that in a project bag, so like, why should I carry an extra giant bag for my normal stuff with a project bag inside of it? It's just a lot.
You know,
Yeah.
since I've started knitting and crocheting a lot and using project bags, actually my purses are turning into project bags. So like this project bag is a purse that my sister bought back for me, and it's
Makeup
like,
bags,
oh, yarn.
Pencil bags.
All the bags.
Clutches. They're all yarn bags now.
And reusable bags.
Yes.
Like
Tote bags.
I have so many reusable bags, and that's become my
project bag.
purse
Purse.
project bag. That's all I use.
Yeah. So for our anniversary, Ben, it's our 2nd anniversary, and we were gonna try to keep up with the traditional, like, each year has a different theme gift you're supposed to do. So 2nd anniversary is apparently cotton or china. And Ben, for some reason, thought that this was our 3rd anniversary. I guess the time has gone by really slowly for him. So he thought it was our 3rd anniversary, and the 3rd anniversary theme is supposed to be leather. So he bought me this nice leather clutch bag purse. Like, I never buy nice bags for myself. I just used tote bags and project bags, so I stopped buying cute purses. So he bought me a nice leather bag, and when I opened it, he said I wasn't allowed to put yarn in it. And I got really upset. I was like, why not? He was like, this is special. You're not supposed to use it for yarn. And I was like, but yarn is special. Like, that's what I care about, and that's what I want to have with me all the time.
All the time.
So it's okay. It's like maybe I should show it.
You should show it. I think you should. Here we go.
So here it is. He found this on Etsy. It's like a handmade clutch. It has leather tassels. It's leather on this side with like a sequin triangle, and the other side is all sequins. And it's this like grayish blush color. And it's really pretty.
Is this a strap, like a handle?
I guess it can be. It has a lobster clasp, so you can take it off and just leave the smaller tassel if you want.
It has a little thing for your wrist.
I think
it's got.
Oh, it does! I just thought it was a tassel. Oh, that's perfect.
This is going to be a project bag before
Yay! Yeah. So, yeah. It's not like it would hold that much yarn anyways. So, it would probably become a notions pouch for me, because we don't really like go fancy places anyway. So, I want to get some use out of it.
Yeah.
And I kept bugging him about the yarn thing, because I really want to be able to put yarn in it. And also he can't tell me what to do. And he said he knows things. He was like, okay, you can only put unicorn tails and mini skeins in it. I was like, that's fine. Because he knows. He knows about unicorn tails. He knows what I need to have with me at all times. So anyway, he did a good job. That was a total tangent. We were talking about works in progress, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have my Great Unravel project, which is like very slowly going.
It's okay because we have plenty of days.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Today's the 12th and it's due the 17th, and I've only done like a couple more inches than you saw last time, but it would just not be me if I didn't wait till the last minute to do anything. So I just, 16th, 10 p.m., I'm going to be cranking the rest of this thing out. So there it is. It's like, it's okay. It's really lightweight, so I kind of take it with me places. But it's kind of boring because it's a 2-row repeat. And so when I'm at home, I like to do more interesting stuff while I watch TV and stuff, and I save the boring knitting for when I go out. So that's why I haven't made much progress on this.
Caitlin knits like the wind.
I don't know. I think I knit like a normal speed, because I've seen some people that go like super fast, and it makes me feel really inadequate.
Well, you make me feel really
But this
inadequate.
this goes really fast anyway, because it's on, what is this, size 8 needles. And it's fingering weight, and it's super holy. So, I know that I can finish this in one day. I haven't wanted to do this for that long at a time yet. So that's what's happening. And yeah, do you want to share your Great Unravel project?
We'll share my Great Unravel project.
She's also doing the knit along.
By the way, is not that great right now. I got really, really excited about this
mediocre Unravel project. Not the Great Unravel project. It hasn't been great for either of us.
I think the greatest part of this project for me was going shopping for the sweaters, because I have a rather unhealthy obsession with shopping at Goodwill Outlet. And if you don't know what Goodwill Outlet is, just watch Macklemore's thrift shop song and all those bins that he's jumping through.
Is that what that is?
That is what that is.
Oh my gosh.
And you just it's just stuff in a bin, and it's like $1.39 a pound. So
you buy it by weight.
Yep. So when I'm buying sweaters, I bought all the sweaters. I have unraveled probably 5 sweaters right now. And so anyway, I got really excited about it, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna make a tank top. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna make it out of cotton, and I can wear it in Texas when it's 1,000,000 degrees outside. And this is all that's happened.
Oh,
that's
okay.
it.
I like the yarn though.
I do like the yarn. It's kind of annoying because it's about 5 strands wide, and it's like 5 strands held together.
Yeah.
Without being twisted.
They're not even twisted.
So you have to be really careful that you do catch all the strands, especially if I'm trying to knit a little faster, and
So it's like ultra splitty.
yeah, and then sometimes things that happened when I was around, like one of the strands would break, and so all of a sudden there's a strand just like bloop, just hanging out.
Yep.
So that has been a little bit annoying, but I got really ambitious, and I've had this pattern for a while, and I was thinking that I was going to finish it. This is the back panel of 2 panels, and this is all I have. So
You'll totally finish it in the next 4 days.
So I decided to scrap that idea, because it's never going to happen. I do not knit fast enough for that, as much as I'd like to think it would. So
what are you going to do?
I have decided to make some miniature dungarees for the fox that I'm crocheting, because in the picture of the animal she chose, it has a little scarf and a little pair of dungarees. So I'm going to take this blue yarn that I was making the other stuff out of and make dungarees, and I have 5 days.
You know what
to
you
do it.
should do is hold it double so that it goes
Oh
faster.
my God, you're so right.
You should do that.
You should do
You
that.
can do it in like if you hold it double or triple and just have like much thicker yarn, you'll totally finish it in time.
Dude, I should scan up the other one. I should ball up the other one.
Yeah.
I brought the yarn with me to make this tank top, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time sitting in the hospital / on her couch watching TV and hanging out with my friend as she recovers. So
Yes.
I will work on this shirt eventually, but yes, I could.
Hold it double.
Yes, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be exciting. It'll
Yeah.
go so much faster.
Yes.
Maybe
You'll
I'll
totally
just make
finish
this
time.
scarf first. I'll just make a miniature scarf, and that will be my finished object.
It has to be 100 grams.
Oh, dang it. Just kidding.
You're not going to get a prize if it's not 100 grams.
Okay, then
It's
it's
okay.
probably not going to be the
I'm
scarf.
not going to come to your houses and weigh all your projects.
I'm gonna make a
so
scarf
it's just honor
and
system, you
dungarees.
guys.
Crap, I'm going to make sure that I weigh this up.
It's okay. Actually, my project's not even going to be 100 grams because it's a very wholly weightless produce bag. It's fine. It's fine.
So, yeah.
It'll
Works in
count.
progress. Last minute knitting.
Yeah.
Yay.
Do you have any other works in progress?
No.
Okay, I do. I have one more. Which is not really, but I cast it on and started knitting, so it's officially a thing. I'm swatching for the Tegna. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tegna top by Caitlin Hunter. Which I'm sure if you're on Instagram at all, you've seen, but it's like a boxy t-shirt with a lace panel at the bottom. And last time I showed the yarn that I got from La Bien-Aimée in Paris, and so I think I'm going to use that. But this is it swatched up. It's really pretty. So yeah, I don't know. You might not be able to see it very well, but that's it. And it's really soft, and I really like the fabric that it's making. So I think I'm going to cast that on maybe today or tomorrow. And my gauge is just right, which I was pretty worried about because the pattern, it calls for size 3 needles, which I don't have. So I just chose to use a size 4. And there's a note in the pattern that says that the testers used anywhere between a size 3 and a size 7, US size 7 needle to get gauge. So I was like, I don't want to have to make 50 swatches just to figure out which needles. But luckily the size 4s are the exact
That's
right
awesome.
gauge. So I'm really glad because I hate swatching. I just want to cast on the thing and like go. Yeah, I just have to decide which size to make because I feel like I want it to fit between the size small and the size medium. So I don't know. I gotta think about that. But that's about it. Here it is balled up. It's really soft and shiny. I love it.
It looks great.
Yeah,
It really does.
It's so pretty. It's like kind of the silvery color, but the silver has a lot of variegation in it. It's really tonal and pretty, and I love the mustard color.
I remember what it reminds me of.
What?
Toasted marshmallows. Like
Toasted
perfectly
marshmallows.
toasted marshmallow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
Just get that little bit.
the edge of the burnt part is always like yellowy.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little bit yellowy, and it's exactly right. It makes me want to eat it.
Yes. I think that's it for knitting, actually. Let's talk spinning. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, if you guys have been watching from the beginning, you might know that I learned to spin last fall, and I had one lesson that was a couple hours long, and it was really helpful, and after that I was practicing spinning a little bit every day, and I kind of hit a wall where it was getting really frustrating, and I couldn't figure out why it was getting worse and worse, and I wasn't getting better. And everybody online is just keep doing it, you'll get better, just the longer you do it, you'll figure out a way that works for you. But it was the opposite for me. So I'm really glad that Steph is here, because it took her 2 seconds to figure out why it was horrible for me, and and it was just a couple little things that I had to adjust, and now I have spun a considerable amount, I think, for the past couple days. Yes. And I made a thing. I spun this yarn and I knitted it into a thing. So here's my thing.
It's super cool looking.
Kind of blowing out. There you go. Yeah. So it's really patchy and really skinny and really fat in different places, but I don't care.
This is art yarn, guys.
Yeah, it's art yarn.
Art yarn.
It's art. It's totally intentional because it's art yarn.
Is.
Yeah. So that's it. So this is maybe I don't remember, 25 grams or something like that. No, maybe less than that. I don't remember. But I did this in an evening, maybe.
Yeah.
It took 2 seconds to knit it up on size 10 needles. And yeah. So do you want to show some of the stuff that you spun? Or maybe I should say the problems I had and how you fixed it.
Yes, do that, and then we can show our...
Okay, so my issue with spinning was that I was always trying to spin from too large of a chunk of wool, and so we kind of pre-drafted a lot of it and pulled off thinner parts for me to spin from, and that was a huge helper. But actually the biggest help was where I was pinching while I was drafting. Okay, so now that I'm on the spot and on camera, I'm not gonna be able to do this and be look, I fixed it all, and now I can't actually do it.
She has been doing a really excellent job, and I've created a beast.
Yes, that is true. Now I'm gonna be shopping for fiber and for yarn.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just get this going so that I can talk about this. Okay, now I'm gonna move my coffee, or there's gonna be wool in my coffee. Okay, so before, when I was drafting, I didn't realize that you have to pinch exactly in the same spot. I was having trouble drafting because I would pinch kind of lower than the twist, and then when I tried to draft, it was already twisted and I couldn't pull any of the fiber out of the part that was already twisted. So what she showed me was that my problem, it's just really simple, that you just pinch in the exact same spot, and if you draft from a part that's not twisted at all, then it's much easier. And of course it's not actually really going, but it's such a simple solution and totally makes sense, but for some reason I wasn't getting it, and all the videos and tutorials I would watch online never really seemed to say that explicitly. I was just having trouble drafting, and I was trying to troubleshoot what it was, but it was just a very specific thing about pinching, and people would just kind of show you how they drafted, but they never said that you need to pinch exactly in the right spot, and don't let the twist get further up than where you're pinching.
Yes, that is
I don't know if the way I'm talking about it makes any sense.
Well, here, let me see this for a second.
Kind of going in a roundabout
It depends on how much. What I figured out is sometimes I don't even pinch exactly where I was, I guess. It depends on how much twist you put in below. If you're putting a ton of twist and, oh gosh, I don't remember which way to spin this anymore.
Clockwise.
Clockwise. So if you're not spinning very fast, the twist doesn't carry as quickly. And so even when I let it go, if you look at the top here, you see that bit where it's spread out, and that's where the twist is not.
That's where you need to pinch.
So you need to pinch like right above that.
Right.
So that you can
So do it again, and I'll show like where I was pinching before. So if I would grab it, I would be pinching like slightly below where it started twisting.
And so when you let it go,
and try to draft it, and you
twist.
can't.
Yeah.
Can't at all. So that was my problem. And then I would be like pulling it harder and harder, and like it wouldn't draft, and it would just be very frustrating.
Yes.
So I don't know. That might help somebody. But
yes. So there we go. And as long as you have got it above where the twist is, then you should be able to draft with no problem. I also had the same issue for a while.
yeah.
So there you go.
But I just wanted to share that because I understand like how and why spinning wool works. Like I totally get what's happening with the fiber and like why spinning is even a thing, and like all the mechanics of it made sense to me. It was just like this one tiny thing I was doing that was making it completely impossible for me to do it and made me very frustrated. So thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Now I can actually spin things and like not want to cry every time.
Yeah, she's been doing an amazing job. Actually, I didn't know how to ply. I had never done it. I've just been buying roving in many different colors and spinning it and not applying it. But in fairness, I have not spun that many things yet, and
I feel like you spun a lot.
like I have only completed 2 things. I have my very first, what I like to call art yarn, because it's not even, but it's a big, thick worsted weight or even chunky weight pink, and I just left that as a single ply. And then I have another one that I got in my fiber share that was a pencil roving that I spun, and then I left it on its own because I'm gonna ply it later with some plain gray. But I have stuff on both my spindles, which I guess means I need to buy more spindles so I can have more stuff going at one time.
Always more. Buy more. Buy more.
She's enabling me. So yeah. But she taught me to ply because she had actually done it before. So I did my first ply yesterday.
So So my one spinning lesson, I spun like a few ounces of wool and then promptly plied it. So I remembered how to ply. I just couldn't remember how to spin. So she taught me how to spin, and I showed her how I ply. At least my like weird way of doing it that I remembered how.
But it works.
But it works.
It works.
See, when you show it. It's beautiful. Okay. She spun like 50 grams of wool.
I was actually
like
surprised.
Yesterday.
So here is my first plied skein, 50 grams of white. I don't know if you can really see because it's so overexposed.
There we go.
Looks
much better.
That's much better. Yes. So there we go. I'm just so excited that I plied it. And in her house, she's got the most amazing spiral staircase. I found it amazing because it takes so much time when you're drop spindling to, especially if you're not very high, if you're sitting down or something, to finish and then wind it up and then keep going and then wind it up. It just takes a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. It's like surprising how much time you lose just having to wind your yarn.
And I didn't really like
your spindle.
I knew it would take a lot of time. I know that it does, but I didn't really realize how much faster I went the longer that I could leave it spinning. So I stood at the very top of her spiral staircase and I would spin down to the floor and then wind it up, and it went really fast. It was amazing.
It was awesome. So I took a few pictures, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will see one of Steph, or you have seen it already.
Yes.
Of Steph at the top of the staircase and the drop spindle.
Dropping it down.
Very far below. Yeah. I can't stop spinning. Like I went to bed last night and I just like kept thinking about drafting, pulling wool apart. Such a nerd. She's created a monster.
I have.
It's really addicting, and we did it for several hours, and I couldn't stop. And then when I did stop and I picked up my knitting, it like felt weird to knit. I guess I did it for so long that like my hands were just kind of in spinning mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just sort of get there.
It's really weird.
But then...
And awesome.
You do procrastinating. That's not a thing.
Spinning?
Like...
Oh my god. So Stephanie spins while she has band practice, like she sings in a band.
I do.
And she spins while she's singing at her microphone, which I think is incredible.
Yeah, because the great thing about spinning, which you don't really get with crochet and knitting, is I actually do have to look down sometimes, and especially when it's like in a darker room, then you can't always see very well, and we rehearse in a basement. It's a legit like music studio in a basement that's kind of dark and has a bunch of stuff like garage band, but we're legit. Okay, so
should I link to your band?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Because we don't actually have anything online yet.
Okay.
That I'm willing to share with you.
All right.
So
yeah,
so spinning, you can do that almost anywhere in almost any lighting, and it's amazing.
Awesome. I have
You do.
one
You
more
have one more
spinning thing to show, but I can't really stop doing this, so let me just like get it out of my system. Okay. I'm obsessed. Okay. So I also spun up this little thing. I had some wool that I had tossed in a dye pot. Like I dyed a few skeins of yarn, and I had some fuchsia like left in the pot, and that hadn't exhausted, and so I just threw in some fiber randomly, and it kind of felted actually, and I didn't really have any plans for it. I just didn't want to dump dye down the sink. So it's been sitting in my yarn room for a while, and now that I am somewhat not horrible at spinning anymore, I decided to see if it would spin up even though it was slightly felted, and I found it was actually easier to spin slightly felted, I think, because it just wouldn't fall apart as easily. And then I had some other dark purple that I had used in a weaving and some pink I'd used in a weaving, so I just kind of put them all together.
This is real art yarn, y'all. This is the real deal.
I don't know about that, but I like how it turned out. I kind of blended them a little bit, and then when I plied it, it kind of made it a more uniform thing. And so since I had pretty much only ever practiced with just a natural white wool, it was really fun to see how the colors ended up blending together, and also how it changed when I plied it. So yeah, and this is just about, I think this is like 20 grams. I'm not really sure. I weighed all of it, but I don't remember any of the weights and the scales over there, so
yeah,
I'm just guesstimating. But yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I'll probably put it in a weaving because it's not really enough to knit anything with, or I'll just like knit another thing like this.
And just have little squares floating around the house.
Yeah. Steph wants me to make squares like this with all my practice hand spun, and to make a blanket out of it, but I think that would take forever.
A long time.
It would take a lot of wool. Yeah, but that might be fun. We'll see what happens.
So many things that you can do.
I'm spinning now, and so you guys are going to hear a lot more about it. I just need to buy more fiber, or dye more, because I have a lot of white roving. I just need to dye it, spin it. Okay.
Oh,
What? Do you have any more spinning you want to show?
you have Barb.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay. I'm a crazy cat lady. Well, I can't really say I'm a crazy cat lady because I only have one cat, but I'm crazy about her, and she's very furry and fluffy, and I've been collecting her fur as I brush her, because I thought, hey, maybe I'll blend this with some wool someday and like send it to a mill and get it spun into yarn. That might gross some of you out, but I don't care. And so I just pulled out all my cat fluff, which is like, I stored it in a plastic bag, so it kind of got matted, and it's like I never washed it or anything. It's just like gross cat fluff, but really soft.
It is very soft.
And Stephanie is amazing, and she was able to spin it. So we just did this a couple hours ago, or she just did this a couple hours ago, but it's actually working. I think, didn't you say that the staple length is like much shorter?
It is.
Than the wool, so it's really short, so you can't draft it quite the same way, but yeah. So this is happening.
This is Barb.
We're
Barb's
spinning cat fur over here. And this is gonna be a thing. So I have a plan for this.
This is really satisfying to me because you
can spin anything.
You can spin anything, almost anything.
Yeah.
Just think about the possibilities.
So I'm gonna grab that
stuff.
book.
Like I was telling Caitlin, when I first started spinning, I was like obsessed. I mean, I'm still a little bit obsessed, but when I was doing it a lot, I just started having like daydreams and about all the different things I could spin, like cedar tree bark. Let me just say, that's never gonna work. It's too crumbly, but I kept trying to problem solve in my head. Well, what if I wet it down and then I could like,
Stretch it.
Yes, it will never happen, but there's so many things you can spin with.
Yeah, it's just like a whole new world of possibilities of things to do. Okay, so I have this book. This is like next level, you guys. I'm going to make a cat out of the spun cat hair. Okay, I'm going to show you which one I'm going to do because she looks just like my cat. Okay, are you ready? It's going to be a while. You're not going to see this anytime soon, but hopefully I'll be able to spin the rest of this.
Yes.
And make
a
Barb out of Barb.
This is going to be amazing. I can't actually tell you how excited I am about seeing the outcome of
One
this.
day. It's going to be a while. It's going to take me a while to spin enough to make a thing. But these cats are really small. Like I think most of them in this book are knit on like sock size needles or smaller, like between size US 0 and size 2 or something. So hopefully I won't need that much, but I'll need a lot for the loopy parts that make it really hairy. I'm so excited.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's all for spinning.
I think so.
Yeah. Steph did some shopping. Do you want to share your stash enhancements?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So, just by the way, my New Year's resolution, I had one, and it was to use up my stash and not buy a bunch of extra stuff. So I was not allowing myself to buy yarn unless I started a project from yarn already in my stash, and then I could buy yarn to go with it. I have not entirely stuck to that. I bought it a little bit, but you know, we went to Strasbourg the other day to this amazing store. You can buy yarn in bulk. You just tell them how much you want and they will give it to you. You'll just like put it on a thing and say, here you go. So
Okay, wait, that makes no sense.
I'm sorry. Let me.
Okay, so this shop they sell yarn the way they sell fabric. They do it by weight or by length. So instead of having skeins to buy, they have everything on cones. And you just say, I need 150 grams of this yarn. And then they wind it up into a cake for you.
It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
That makes no sense.
I asked for a thing and they give me a thing and then I end up with a thing. The end. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got some, actually I thought I got cotton, but actually this is all bamboo and linen.
Oh.
I think, because I can't actually understand all of this, which is in, I don't know what language, French. I can't read it all that well, but I think one of them is 60% bamboo and 40% linen. And the other one, which is the same.
Are they not the same yarn?
I don't think so. No, they're different yarns.
Oh, okay.
So this one is a 50% bamboo, 50% linen. And it's sort of this gray green mixed with a tan. The colorway is San Juan and it's called Bossa Nova. It's from this. I don't know if you can see it. But they gave me a little sheet to go with each one. The other one is like 60%, I can't read, 60% bamboo, 40% linen. And this is the name, which I will never be able to pronounce. And the colorway is Piana. And this is what it looks like. It's more turquoise with a little bit of blue and tan. And my plan...
Why isn't it focusing?
Focus for me. Is that focused? Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So my plan is to... Wrong ones. Put these together somehow in some sort of shirt. I have not decided on a pattern, but that's never
fine.
Stopped me before.
You don't need that.
I don't.
No.
I do actually need a pattern.
Well, you don't need a pattern
one
to choose
buy.
yarn.
Yes.
Yeah. Just decide later.
I agree with that.
That's how I buy.
So I haven't really done a lot with making full garments, but I have decided to start testing that out with a bunch of cotton and linen and things that I can wear in Texas, because it is like 100 something degrees all the time. Just during the summer months, actually.
Well, linen's
but it's
good
still
for
hot.
that. Linen's good.
Yeah. I need something breathable, because as much as I love this, I actually cannot wear it a lot, because it's wool.
Pretty thick.
It is, and so yeah, I can't wear it out. I did the first when I finished it, I wore it out, and it was like 85 degrees outside, and I was a little hot.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But I was like, I'm gonna wear this because I'm not gonna get to wear it for the next several months.
Yeah.
So, yay. And
Anything else? Do you have anything else to share?
Nothing with me, at least.
Awesome.
The
Yeah.
end.
That's all I have too. I don't really have any other projects to share, but I think we're gonna go shopping.
We're gonna go look for a sewing machine.
Yeah, I may or may not find a sewing machine, because I think I mentioned this before, but while Ben's deployed, I'm going to learn to sew. That's gonna be kind of my project to keep me busy. Not that knitting doesn't keep me busy, but
Gotta change it up.
yeah. I'm gonna have a lot more time to myself, and so I just kind of want to mix it up. And I also think that sewing is just a really useful thing to know how to do.
It is.
Also because Ben and I are both very short, and we always need to get things hemmed, and I just think it's really practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think we're done.
I think we're gonna go shopping, and I will pick this up later by myself. I don't want to waste Steph's time because she has to leave tomorrow, and we want to do other stuff. That's it. Bye, Steph.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
See you later.